Yeah, I ain't gonna need a lot of y'all. I ain't gonna need count. You know what I'm saying? David Benavidez, the Mexican Monster, is one of my favorite young Mexican fighters. I'm gonna just keep it real with you. And I get it. The kid chasing greatness. You know what I'm saying? The kid. The only thing that can get in the way of the kid getting certain fights is these handlers, these men in suit. These fighters can have say so. Unless they Floyd Mayweather and certain fighters that generate certain amount of money, they don't really control nothing. They can say what they want, but I promise you this: if they ain't doing what they told, they messing with their money. So I'm telling you that these guys ain't no turkey out of sheet. There's not no Eddie Hearn. There's not no Bob Arum. They are not these guys. There's not no Frank Warren. They are not these guys. Okay, they can make several million here and there. You know what I'm saying? But these guys don't control nothing. You understand me? So, because if they did, they'll fight. They can get any fight they want. Because I'm not finna sit up here and say, well, he ducking here, he ducking him. Who over the sport of boxing? Who has the power and control over this sport? If a fighter ain't doing, I'm telling you, these guys like a fighter you can be a superstar. You can generate money. You can have that power. You can have that leverage to say what you want. But cross these guys if you want to. They'll counsel you, man. Like I digress though. You know what I'm saying? If you that powerful, well let's see how powerful you are up against these guys, man. Come on, these guys ain't worth no several million. These guys worth billions and trillions of dollars, man. But anyway, I digress. David Benavidez, he's chasing greatness, and I understand. But calling out Crawford and all that, listen, man. And like I don't always guys. I don't look at that size thing, right? I don't look at the size. I always look at the size, the power, and all that. There. And like you say, you have weight classes for a reason. I believe that it's possible that David Benavidez could fight a Crawford, but then again, this nigga fighting at 175. You fighting at light heavyweight though. Check this out though. Use a nigga. Use a light heavyweight. No, nah. You a cruiser. Nah. Scratch all that, my nigga. You a heavyweight. And that's let me know how dedicated David is to the sport because you nigga use a heavyweight campaigning, nigga. You were struggling to make that weight because you're not no natural 168 pounder, dog. You're not no natural 168 pounder. Like it's sometimes when you just gotta tell the truth. Like you're not those like sometimes you just can't just overextend. You can't go overboard. Like nigga, it's a heavyweight fighting and campaigning, nigga. You know what I'm saying? That's why when people say that, like I can't even knock them. I can't even come after them. You know what I'm saying? But that let me know how dedicated David Benavidez is to the sport. That nigga can campaign at super middleweight as a heavyweight. That's let me know how these boys are disciplined and dedicated to a certain extent, though. Because, no, David dedicated, bro, because he was campaigning at super middleweight, bro. A big heavyweight. He's 6'2", long reach. That dude probably might be 6 feet and a half. I mean 6 feet 2.5. That nigga was very neck and neck with Usyk, bro. Standing next to him, like, hey, listen. Or when you look at the height, there's no different. And then look at his physique. Look at David's physique. But it's just to be disciplined to make the 168. And then coming up to light heavyweight, of course he was comfortable. It was just that when he went up against Voss, he should have stopped Voss. Man, Voss is a strong, experienced, very tough and dangerous light heavyweight. What y'all niggas talking about? David Morrell is also a natural 175 pounder. David couldn't knock him out. David got power, but some dudes it's just when you step up a competition, there's levels to the game, guys. You're not gonna always get knockouts, especially against another skilled fighter. That's on a certain level. That's why David went in there and had a hard time against David Morrell. David Benavidez did. Morrell ain't no joke, nigga. Y'all can stop playing with these. Y'all stop playing. Stop disrespecting these fighters. Y'all niggas know nothing. Oh, he should have knocked him out. Easy work. You don't want easy work, nigga. You ain't in that ring. You ain't doing it, nigga. You ain't go through the rankings. You ain't go through the amateur. You ain't trained. You ain't prepared. You ain't. This ain't your profession, nigga. Talking about it ain't nothing easy, nigga. Check me on it. I promise y'all, you ain't gonna win that battle. Cause I was somewhere in student the game as an amateur, nigga. There ain't nothing easy about it, nigga. At certain levels, nigga, ain't nothing easy about it with you stupid niggas, man. Listen. So what I'm saying is, what you calling out Crawford for, David? Calling out Crawford, nigga, it get to a point, you niggas can't overextend. What, you coming down to 168, bro? You was still a light heavyweight. They're in there cruiserweight in there against Crawford, dude. He don't need to be fighting your big old behind. I don't even feel like Canelo, as far as the physique, as far as the size, he gets up there to that 190. You know what I'm saying? Just slightly, even a little better than Crawford and certain other fighters, right? Because he's naturally right there as far as big, the physique, within the body mass, dog. So that was the only difference, really, just being bigger. But as far as evenly matched between the height, the reach, and all that there, that was right there. And then Crawford got bigger and he filled out because Crawford is actually a natural 168 pounder. And if Crawford could do 175, but you rehydrate to like 180 to 90 something, sometimes that can be not too much of a good feeling within a certain height range and within a certain physique and within a certain weight that you comfortable and you used to. And that's letting you know how trained and disciplined Crawford is. Canelo is too, because he was able to go like 175, go back down, like he was able to go 175 down to back down to 168. You know what I'm saying? And that shows you as you go up in weight class, that shows how disciplined the fighter is to be able. But as they go up, then that sometimes majority of the time they're going up to sort of their natural weight or natural weight, or close to their natural walk around weight. I've been telling you guys that for too long, which I don't understand. So David Benavidez, I feel like go fight Canelo, dude. Like get a fight with Canelo, see if Canelo fight you. I think that's a big fight right there, massive fight. As far as fighting Crawford, that's only if Crawford want it. And Crawford wouldn't duck you, but it's like, come on, man, within this weight difference and stuff, you know what I'm saying? We don't focus on that because that's the same situation where we saying, well, Crawford was too small for Canelo too big for Crawford. But it gets to a point where what's going to separate, right? Well, between you, when you separate from a Crawford and Canelo, they can be perfectly evenly matched when it comes to two things you point out. And two things or three things we can point out that in ways that can make them equally right there. And, you know, but I can tell you three reasons what gives David Benavidez the advantage over Crawford. For one, the nigga reached too long. He should be fighting that heavyweight. The nigga is too big, too tall, too long. But I wouldn't sit up here and say that Crawford couldn't beat him. I think Crawford could. And I think David Benavidez is also a threat stylistically and a stylistic threat for Canelo and Crawford. Because he's a heavyweight, a skilled heavyweight. They could be slightly more of there's some ways that I can see how Canelo could break David. I see how Crawford could outbox him and break him, not stop him. But it'd be similar to like Canelo and Crawford and Canelo. Crawford and Canelo can be similar to in that fight can have similarities to where how I feel how I can go with between David Benavidez and Canelo. And I want to see that fight more than anything. I think them two need to fight. I think David needs to fight Canelo. Canelo needs to fight David. I think now that fight can be put in fruition to like I think they need to put that fight and need to start going to negotiation to make that fight happen. Canelo can beat David. David can beat Canelo, I feel like Canelo wins that fight though. For some reason, I don't know. But coming at the Crawford man saying this here, opportunities, all that, the garbage man, stop. I get it, bro. You just chasing great. You really want the opportunity. You feel that Crawford jumped in front of you, got the opportunity before you, and you feeling some type of way. You was calling out Canelo for years, and I respect you for that. Calling out Canelo, really looking forward to be chasing greatness, and I love you for that, David. But at the end of the day, keep Crawford out of it. Go fight Canelo, dude. And I can't blame you for wanting both of them guys, but come on. I don't think it's going to happen. If it does, I got Crawford.